have some incredibly exciting news to share with all of you. I'm actually going to be on season 5 of The Voice.
See, I'm no beauty queen, I'm just...
First, congratulations for getting onto The Voice.
Thank you so much.
Tell me a little bit how you got onto The Voice in the first place. How did you manage to get an audition?
It was a little crazy. It was always something that I wanted to do. I would watch American Idol back when I was in high school and middle school in Singapore. So a lot of those kind of singing competitions in the US, I always knew that it was something that I wanted to pursue. It was always on my bucket list. And then finally, senior year of my college, college life rolled around, and I decided, I might as well just go for it. And I was in New York at the time. It was really intimidating. I thought I was just totally shooting myself in the foot by auditioning in New York, which is such a talented city. But I ended up in my group, the first audition, which was a group audition. I was the only one from my room that was called in. And then I went for the callback in New York City, which was even more intimidating because, those are really seasoned professionals, all these people who are strumming on their guitars and practicing, and I just thought, like, oh my gosh, like, I'm just a college student, like, this is crazy to me. And they told us that we were about 150,000 people who auditioned for season 5 of the show. So that number to me is just totally mind-blowing. I can't believe that, I made it that far and then also made it onto a team.
Okay, and I think you're the first Singapore-born person to be on The Voice.
Yeah,
and
so.
Did they ask you about that when
they
you
did, yeah, and that was pretty much like all we talked about on. The first thing that Blake said to me when he turned was, "You sounded sexy," and I turn around and you look sexy. And Christina was like, "Wow, yeah," like she, seems to have that going on or something. And of course, I was really embarrassed by that comment, but it was really funny. And then Cilla asked me, what my name was and where I was from. And then he had said, "Oh, I was just there. I was just in Singapore. What's that really cool hotel with the boat on top of it?" And I said, "Marina Bay Sands." And then I said to Adam, like, I went to a Maroon 5 concert back in high school when I was in Singapore. And he said, "Yeah, Singapore." And then it was really funny as well is that he said, all of us have been to that side of the world except for Blake. And Blake says, "Well, I've been to Canada." So we're all just like the whole audience was cracking up. And they said such nice things about my voice and the tone of my voice, which, that was one thing that I really wanted them to pick up on. And it was just an incredible moment. Like, I'll never forget it. And I was just bawling, I think, walking off stage, gave Blake a hug, kept bawling, went back to my family. They were all like in tears. It was just one of the best days of my life getting onto the show. And very, very shocking because, obviously Blake is a country star and you would never expect someone like him to turn for, a pop singer like me. But it was awesome. It was so cool.
What's he been like as the coach so far? Maybe you can tell me a little bit about what his personality is like.
He's exactly what he's like on TV, like the biggest sweetheart. He smells really good, and I told him about it on TV, which is kind of embarrassing. He is just such a genuine person, really cares about you as a person, as opposed to, just another contestant on a show, and really takes the time to, mentor you and get to know you. And I think out of all 4 of the judges, he's really the most, I guess, down to earth. Of course, not to say anything bad about the other coaches because they're all amazing, but he's just someone that you can relate to on sort of a personal level and won't treat you like, it's like, oh, I'm a big star and you're nothing. It's very much sort of an equal kind of relationship between him and his team. So I think that's what I love most about it.
Wow. And were there any coaches in particular that you were looking for, hoping they would pick you?
I always said during all of my interviews on the show that I think, obviously Christina is someone that I've listened to and admired for, ever since I could sing and talk. And then same with Adam Levine. He's someone that I, really admire as a musician. And he's so hot right now, both, in the music world and otherwise. And I always said that maybe those 2 would be a good fit. I've been watching the show since season 1, and I knew that Blake was someone that would be an incredible mentor. He just really seems to care about his artists and really want to get to know them on sort of a personal level.